My name is Victor Flint. I am the head instructor for the RV program at Okanagan College in Kelowna. At the college there, we offer the apprenticeship program, all three levels, and we also offer a foundation program that'll be scheduled for September of 2025. The apprenticeship program, it is designed for anybody that's already working in the industry. They have to be sponsored from their work to be able to go to school in the apprenticeship program. For the foundation program, we get everyone from high school students that are finishing off their grade 12. They'll come through and we'll get students in there that are in their 70s that just want the knowledge based on what they're going to be doing. To join the foundation program, if you're a high school student or just out of school, it's just sign up. No experience needed. For adults that are coming in, there is an ABLE exam just to test your reading and math skills, but no experience in the industry needed at all. A foundation course, they have access to all the tools that we have at the college. We've got basically every tool and any tool you can think of. The apprentices coming through don't even realize that all the tools that we have because they don't have them at their work. So during their time as a foundation student, they can see the tools that they're going to need, so they could start building their toolkit at that point. So at the college, we try and do a 50-50 shop class. It all depends on the section we're in. Some sections, there is a little more theory, so we might end up 60, maybe even 70% of the time in the class. But every day we do end up out in the shop at some point. But we do try and keep it to a 50-50, maybe a 60-40 classroom shop. Just with the new technology coming out, it is taking a little more time in the classroom. There's a view of the shop at the college. We can fit 6, maybe 8 RVs in there, depending on the size. If we put in some really big ones, then it's going to limit it down to probably about 4. We have a fairly large woodworking area, and then there is 12 desks up at the front. Or not 12 work tables, I should say, not desks. In the shop, we do have some practical projects that they need to build. The level ones, they actually build a couple tools that they can use for the rest of their careers. They build a 70% valve and a U-tube manometer. They're both used for propane testing. There is some electrical tools that they can build as well for testing the lights and such on trailers. Level 2s, some of their projects are, they're building, we just started doing this one. It's a lamp. It brings electrical, interior construction, and propane into one project. The electrical portion of connecting the electrical connections for the lamp and the GFCI plug that'll be on the side of it. The propane side is we're using black iron pipe. They're cutting it to length, threading it, and putting it all together. And then the interior portion is we're using a Corian base. Corian is used for countertops. When we're not working on those type of projects, we do have live units in the shop for students to work on. Depending on the section we're in, will depend on what they're doing on them. We do our best to make sure that the units are no more than 10, maybe 15 years old, so it's the same units that they would be seeing in the field. You got to remember, they're at the dealerships for 80% of their time as well. They're only at the college for a short period. So they are learning a lot at the dealerships. And then they come to the college and we give them the theory behind it and help clean up any misconceptions that they might have learned at the dealerships. To get all those different things in, you're constantly multitasking. You're never just doing one thing at a time, even though it feels like you might be only doing one thing, but you are constantly doing 2 or 3 different things at a time. Past couple of years, the BC provincial government, they've redone their outline of it, and the Okanagan College was involved with that. We were there at the meetings and the discussions about what all would have to be, what needs to be taught in each level. And then the federal government, they did a harmonization of all the trades, including the RV. Again, one of the instructors from the college was there at the table for that, helping discuss and help form all that. With us being at that table, it helped us immensely, knowing exactly what we're going to have to be teaching and where we're going to be teaching it. So bringing it after going to those meetings, come back to the college, we were able to adapt our programs to make sure that we're in line with provincial and federal standards. Each province has their own regulations as well for what they're doing, but the federal government, they harmonized the trades to make it simple for students, so that if they take level 1 in BC and then they decide to move to a different province and there's a school that's offering it, that they can take level 2 without missing any of the material. That was the reason for the harmonization. In COVID, we switched to online training. Yes, it works to a degree, but with, like you said, with the trades, you need to be doing the hands-on portion. We limit the online portion normally to just the information that the students are going to need. When the students are going through the course, they have access to all of the PowerPoints that we show in the class, so they can access them at any time. There's quizzes online, and there's some videos and stuff like that. That's all online. The quizzes that are online are strictly for them to learn. There's no mark given to them, so they can take those quizzes as many times as they like. Some of our graduates, well, majority of our graduates go on to be technicians to begin with. Some have moved up and will move up to being shop foremans. They can become service writers. They could become service managers, parts managers. The people that take the foundation course, we've had people that have gone through the foundation course, and the knowledge from the foundation course gives them the ability to basically work anywhere in an RV dealership or RV repair facility. With that base knowledge, they can do anything in an RV dealership. One person in particular that I can think of, she took the course and decided she didn't want to become a technician, and she is now the parts manager at one of the largest RV dealerships in BC. With that knowledge of the service side of it, when they're talking to a customer coming in for a part, they understand what they're talking about, even though the customer is just describing it because they don't know the name of it. Foundation course, at the end of it, there's a 2-week work term where we do our best to set the student up at a dealership that student would like to go to in their hometown. Just a lot of the foundation students aren't from Kelowna, they're from all over BC. We've had them as far away as Nova Scotia. So we do our best to set any of the foundation students up at dealerships in the area that they're going to want to work at or live in. They do a 2-week work term there where they're working for that dealership, which actually turns into basically a 2-week interview process for them. Since we started the workplace program, we've only ever had one student not offered a job, and that student was informed before they even went there that they would not be offering a job as that dealership was full. They weren't going to be hiring, but they commended him on his ability and everything before when he was done his work term. I think so. A lot of the dealerships that have hired from the foundation program, they really see the benefit of that foundation program. Me personally, because I run my company as well, if I had a choice between hiring somebody off the street or a foundation student, I will take that foundation student every time. That base knowledge that they've gained from the foundation, and they're credited with their level 1 apprenticeship as well. Once they find work at a dealership, those foundation students are set up to exceed in their career. The biggest difference is going to be the theory, the understanding behind it. With experience, everybody would be able to learn and become a good tech. But once you have that base, once you have the knowledge behind it, the better understanding of it, it will just propel you to be that much better of a technician. In college, we are a part of RVDA of Canada and a part of RVDA of BC. RVDA of BC holds their service seminars at the college campus every January, second, third week of January. with the partnerships with RVD of Canada and BC, we're getting the information to us sooner than we probably would otherwise for events and stuff that are happening throughout the country. We have partnerships with most of the large dealerships so that when they have questions or if they have concerns, they contact us and we can answer those questions for them. Same as the suppliers. Atlas, NTP, they're the two main suppliers for the RV parts for all the dealerships. We have relationships with them so we can get new product for the students to be able to work on whenever we need it. In the last 3 years we've probably received $50,000 to $60,000 in donation of new parts and supplies from the suppliers.